It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Jets and the Vikings, and it's coming up next.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the New York Jets. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Jets coming into play. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where it can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
Greg Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. The return man, Ty Johnson. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And what was really attractive about Zach Wilson coming out of college, coming out of BYU, his ability to create and make plays when many people thought they didn't exist. But what's been even better is watch him improve in the pocket, able to hit the back foot, make the right read, and the right throws.
Bulldozes past him, and he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Carter. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. Right back to him on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Throwing is Wilson. Open man is Uzama. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
They'll run with Carter. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And one nice thing you can always say about Kirk Cousins is that he's consistent. Always puts up nice numbers each and every year. If there is a downside to his game, it's been the lack of playoff success. All in all, though, a formidable starting quarterback at a time in the league where it's tough to find your franchise guy.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw here is incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
2nd and 10. Play action now. Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Cousins. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's Jordan Berry now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Shifts by him, powers past him at midfield. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now Wilson on first down. To the right side, and he's got more complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. from midfield now. Here's Wilson. Uncorks one for Davis. And this is caught. Big yardage that time for the Jets. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And I tell you, from our broadcast booth, because we're pretty close to the 50, we had the best view, a bird's eye view of that throw, and it was an absolute thing of beauty to watch. Never ceases to amaze me, the arm strength of these guys.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run for it with Carter. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. On the carry, it's Bawden. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Nick Bawden taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it in the play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession. See if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
Cousins gives way to Cook. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Come on, boy.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. A give. This is Cook. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
First down, here's the run with Cook. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. 2nd down at 5.
Hey, no, easy. Black. Through. Yellow. What's that?
Handoff comes to Cook. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
23 yards for Dalvin Cook.
And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now here's Johnson.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Let's go.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Come on, let's go. Good job, man. Let's go.
On first down, it's Hall, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It was Harrison Smith there up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson.
Still 2nd down.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
shotgun snap and a give to Carter.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
They'll set up the screen to Carter.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Harrison Smith, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Strip that ball.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coaches. 2 minutes.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw it. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Cousins.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll throw again. Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Off the play fake, Cousins.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. The kick by Joseph is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half as they'll take over with just under a minute left to play until the break. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. He's got a man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Here's Wilson to throw. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try the left side. Hall. And some room to maneuver. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big gain there on 3rd and long.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way That was pretty impressive.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him. And once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Get me! Let's go! Let's go! Do this! Get it! Get it! Let's go! Let's go!
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from that first half for the Jets. And they were able to find some success running the football, which is something they'll need to continue to do in a close game like this one. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they did not have the same kind of success on the ground. They struggled to get the run game going to this point, as you see there.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I can hear you.
And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
57, Mike, 57.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Cook broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
So 2 disastrous running plays, and now they face a 3rd and very long. Throwing, Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough, and now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 1st down, Hall. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hall, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
on 3rd and 1, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. That close on 3rd down. I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Looking to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Cousins again. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On play action, Cousins. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Carl Lawson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
To try again after the sack, Cousins. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Cousins now from the 50. Caught. It's Wilson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. It's a 15-yard pickup,
but it'll lead to a fourth down.
Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where I came from.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. A little extra pressure with this one for Greg Joseph. This to break our fourth quarter tie. Joseph's got it. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Joseph now to kick this one away. Returning it, Johnson. And able to get this out to the 25.
Come on now, let's go.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They'll start on the ground, Carter. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action now. Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzama, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. Now it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Just work with me a second here because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth.
By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down. On the ground, it's Cook. Fighting his way through contact. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 61 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Throwing is Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these 2 sides. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Wilson to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Hall. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Throwing now is Wilson. Got a man here. It's Wilson. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route, that's not the way you're supposed to play it.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. Here's Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Four yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Hall, and he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Zerline good with a PAT. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Of course, the game can't end with a defensive penalty, so they'll get one more crack.
So now you get an untimed play, which should be the last one, unless it happens again and there's another defensive penalty.
He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.